What is good, y'all? It's your boy, The Shows, and if you're new to the channel, welcome to Shows World TV. So, this is just another casual video for those of y'all who do not know. I do these every once in a while, no fancy editing, no intros, just casually talking to the people. Now, this might be 10 minutes, this might be 12 minutes, maybe less. I haven't quite decided yet. Working on that. I want to thank y'all who've been watching me and supporting me for over 1,000 subscribers. We are about to hit 2K in subscribers real soon. So I've definitely been cranking out the content, trying to make sure that I do things right and getting this content out to y'all, you know, on a frequent basis every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I didn't upload last Saturday, but that's okay. Y'all have enough videos to look at. But anyway, y'all, that was my short little intro, somewhat. Now, disclaimer. What I am about to say might ruffle some feathers. Might even, have some of y'all questioning certain things, depending on your age group. I'm talking about the 18 through 24-year-olds to the people that's like, 30 and up. Like, in my age range and maybe even further than that. But really, this is for anybody who needs to hear this. And I mean, this is something that I learned a long while ago, but, maybe some of y'all need to hear it again. And let this just be a reminder to you. Anything that I say is not necessarily a reflection of the people who view me, or even the people I know. But anyway, let's get right into it, man. You need to understand that while being nice is admirable in certain spaces, might have even gotten you a few points and rewards in life as a kid or whatever you want to call that, but what I need y'all to realize is that you do not always have to be nice to people. And time will teach you that. Life will teach you that in many ways without trying. Okay? I realize I've had to cut a lot of people out of my life. I've had to do things that I never thought I would ever be doing, because the fact is, being nice does not always become worth it in the end when it comes to certain situations. Now, just to give you an example, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I will say this involved a family member. I had decided that I was not going to acknowledge this person. I wanted to see what this person would do when I finally decided not to acknowledge the person. Because I had found that I was putting all this effort into this individual, trying to get to know this person, trying to, generally be there for the person. And what I realized is I had these expectations that were not realistic. And then this person realized that maybe, just maybe, she didn't really care as much as she thought she did. And in a way, this probably made the bond fumble in a bit. Now, I'm saying that to say that I had expectations of things, which was wrong, and she probably had expectations of certain things, which was wrong also. I think, honestly, in order to really care about a person, you have to be able to take the good and the bad. And the thing is, right, even after that, I was willing to work things out. But then, she basically said, I don't think we should be in contact anymore. And after trying, I, decided I'm going to respect that, because that's just what it needs to be, y'all. Sometimes you cannot, you have to understand that you cannot ever try to enforce your ways or your opinions or viewpoints on people. Even if you think that your intentions are good, you have to learn how to step back. This is why, again, I say you don't always have to be nice to people. Her true colors came out when I finally decided not to acknowledge her as a person. A lot of you might be saying, yo, shows, it's kind of manipulative as hell. It's kind of evil. I disagree. Sometimes we give people tests to see what they're gonna do. Sometimes we have to see what a person can handle. This person said she's not good with confrontations. I wouldn't necessarily call that a confrontation, but that's how she viewed it. My thing is this: if I'm trying to contact you and you don't do the same with me, am I wrong for thinking that's wrong? I guess that would depend on how you look at it. But if you making an effort and the other person isn't after a while, I would have to come to the logical conclusion, at least. The logical conclusion that at some point you were actively making a choice not to do so. Now, whether that was intentional or unintentional doesn't really matter here. I think we can, all agree that sometimes when people are doing the things they're doing, it's a choice. So again, you don't always have to be nice to someone. You don't always have to cater to somebody. Let's say you walk into a room. Give you another example. Let's say you walk into a room. Nobody says good morning to you. You're the first person to say good morning. Then everybody decides they want to say good morning. Now some of you might say, why didn't they say good morning first? I mean, they saw you walking in. But the way I see it is, it's not necessary. I mean, you do it to be polite, sure, but I don't think it's necessary all the time. No, where it really will matter is if you're trying to get some kind of work done with these people and they choose not to acknowledge you, you definitely decide then and there, do not engage with this person. Even in some instances, if it's just to say hello or good morning, because chances are this person is just going to ignore who you are completely because they do not see you as their equal. They see you as the lower. They see you as the peasant, the lowly person beneath their feet, even if it's not true. Yeah, really, sometimes we really do more for other people than they do for us. And you have to unlearn that behavior as you grow up, as you're becoming a person in this world who wants to be an adult. Some of y'all really believe that if you're just nice and kind to people all the time, that it will get returned back to you. I'm here to tell you that's a bunch of BS. It really is. Our parents had failed us, at least in that lesson as a kid. They should have told us that sometimes it's not really like that, and that people are a lot more selfish than we realize. When you get to be an adult, the world is not as forgiving as when you were a kid and a teenager. So you actually have it easier in that department than me. If something happens with me, I have to be responsible for it. There's no one to cry on the shoulder with. There's no one to be like, it's okay, you messed up. When you're an adult, you have to take responsibility for your crap. Because nobody else is going to take responsibility for it. And that's a fact, man. That's just a fact. And if you don't accept that, you're never going to mature. You're never going to grow up as a person. So again, just because you're nice to people doesn't mean they're going to be nice back. You might think you're doing yourself a favor by trying to prove you're a good person, but really, it doesn't matter in the end. If people don't want to talk to you, they don't have to talk to you. If people don't want to know about you, they don't have to. It's okay. You will find somebody else who will value you, who will value your time and all this other stuff. And when you understand that, you can move on and be okay with it. But really, that's all I wanted to say to y'all today. I'm going to keep it under 10 minutes. So y'all, it's your boy The Shells. I will see you guys next time. All right? Peace.